The way we work today is broken. The way we work today is broken, but we can do something about it to help others and to ignite our passion within ourselves. The way we work today is broken. 80% of people, when surveyed, say that they are not engaged at work. 60% of people at work do not trust their CEOs to make decisions in their best interests. People describe their HR departments as being on the company's side and as being double agents, pretending to be on their team, but actually just representing the company and trying to get the best outcome for the CEOs that they don't trust. The way we work today is broken, but we can do something about it. My name is James Bolle, and I run a company called Purposeful. And we inspire people to discover purpose so they can love work and lead more fulfilling lives. Before I worked at Purposeful, I worked in customer experience, consulting some of the world's biggest companies on customer experience and how to inspire their people to deliver it. Brands like Nike, Starbucks, brands from the UK like Tesco, Marks and Spencer. Brands that you have shopped, that you know, and that you love. Before that, I worked in market research, using data to understand how people behave. I brought all of this together to show people that purpose can be the key to making them engaged and happy at work, whether they're individuals or organizations. We can do something about it. We can help others and be more passionate and more purposeful ourselves. The way we work today is broken. Companies enthralled to profit make decisions that are bad for their people and bad for their customers, and they don't care. In my last role, I had a conversation with a great guy on my team called Matt. Matt worked 60, 65 hours a week, was absolutely dedicated to making sure his customers got what they needed. He was a young man in his early 30s, saving to buy a house with his fiancée, who he barely saw because he was working so hard. I sat Matt down one day and told him that we were letting his 2 team members go. I tried to pitch to him that this was an opportunity for him to learn to work smarter. I tried to pitch to him that this was an opportunity to try different ways of working, to learn to practice saying no to his customers and prioritizing better. I promised him that we would support him in the leadership team and from our head office support desk. In reality, we let his 2 people go because we had to quickly cut the number of people working in the service team in our environment in order to maximize our sale value. We didn't care about Matt's development. We didn't care that Matt had worked for 3 years to get those people on his team in order to grow and progress within the company. What we cared about was getting junior people off the books so we could maximize our sale value. We made decisions that were bad for him and bad for his customers. Companies enthralled to profit focus on winning deals at all costs, not on adding value for the people they're working with. I once pitched to a major UK retailer. Their COO asked me a question, whether the software that we were selling them had a specific functionality in it. In my answer, I said no, but did it really matter? Because when you're trying to engage your people and drive them to serve the customers better, it actually doesn't matter whether this button is green or red. What matters is how you inspire them with the purpose of your organization and what you're trying to do. We won the deal. As we left the meeting, our CEO, who'd flown over from America, put his hand on my shoulder. He said, "James, that was a great answer you gave. Just so you know, in future, the answer to the question whether our software does something is yes. Doesn't matter what the customer is asking, we do it, and we'll worry about closing gaps later." Companies enthralled to profit lie to their customers in order to get the deal. Companies enthralled to profit don't satisfy customers, they satisfy their shareholders. The way we work today is broken because too often decisions are made to put profit at the center stage, not benefiting our people or our customers. The way we work today is broken, but I know we can do something about it because I've seen it happen in my job and I've seen it happen in the company that I run. First of all, we can look systemically. We can do something about it by embedding purpose in the way we act within our organizations and our teams. By discovering purpose, you can make your people up to 30% more productive. You can make them 3 times more loyal. You can make them live longer and be healthier by showing them that the work that they're doing matters and that they have meaning in their job. What is purpose? Purpose is essentially having a reason to exist beyond making money. And your role as a leader is to find that purpose and embed it in what you do so that people can see that the efforts they're making day to day have some benefit beyond just enriching the people that own your company. How do you do this? First of all, you look at what makes people proud to work for your organization. It might sound like a stupid question, but actually when you ask it, people can come up with 1 or 2 examples to begin with, but then when you probe, 5, 10 examples of things that have happened in the organization that make them proud to work there. They might be things that they've done for their teammates. There might be things that they've done for their internal customers. There might be things that they've done for their external customers and things that they have been able to then go on and do for their customers. We collect these stories and we look at what contribution did our organization make in these stories. That is the contribution that the organization makes. The impact that that then has on others is the impact that we are having in the world. And this together, our contribution and our impact, is the purpose of our team or of our organization. By articulating this, we can build a beacon of light that shines for people to follow when they are in their darkest moments at work, being asked to work against their values or work harder than they would like to. How we embed that purpose in our organization is through lots of simple, small changes. Your organization may be profit-led. It may be targeted on its sales figures, but you as a leader in your team and within the organization can begin to catch people doing things right that support that purpose. You can reward them for that, not monetarily, but by saying thank you to them, giving them gifts, by giving them recognition within the organization for living that purpose effectively. It will make them feel good, make them understand that they matter. It will make you feel good, finding evidence of good people working hard to do good things and doing them in the right way. We can look at how we treat people. Ideally, we'd go to our customer experience or our customer journey maps and look at how we treat our ultimate customers. But as an internal supplier, we may just look at how quickly we reply to emails from people within the company. We may look at opening our door. We may look at how we furnish our office. Simple things can let people know that we are living our purpose effectively. So the way we work today is broken, but we can do something about it systemically in order to embed purpose in our teams and our organizations and help people see that what they're doing is about more than just making other people rich. We can also do something about it personally. When I found myself in a situation acting frequently against my values, I used this technique in order to refine my purpose and my passion. And I've done this over the last 2 years with multiple leaders in multiple organizations, helping them connect to the heart of what they do in their organizations and align that with their values. To articulate your values, look at what has been consistent. What are your values? The values are the way that you have worked consistently throughout your life, from the time you were a child until today. How do you go about the tasks that you go about? Do you pay attention to details so that others don't have to worry about it? Do you try and make things fun so that everyone else can get on board? Do you try and break new ground because you believe that doing new things is going to make everything better? Do you prefer to keep things safe and follow procedures because you believe procedures provide guardrails that keep everyone happy? Think about those occasions in your work career and in your life when things have been really good or really bad, and think about what has been consistent in your behavior between them. Here are some questions to ask yourself. What was my best day at work? Can I think of a day at work when I've got home and I thought, wow, I'm really lucky to have this job. I would have done that for free. How did you behave in those situations? What was going on? What was important to you? Think equally about your worst day at work. What happened? How were you unable to behave? Why was it your worst day? Which of your values was it that bad day tread upon? Think about a time when you gave your time, your effort, your abilities to someone else to help them, and you felt like you had done a good thing. What happened? How did you act? Answering these questions can help you to identify your personal values, the things that are true to you in all situations. By building this inventory of your values, you can look at your work week and you can see, okay, these 10 activities this week forced me to work outside of my values. These 10, 20, 30 activities enabled me to work in line with my values. This inventory will enable you to assess objectively your role and whether or not you can truly love it. You will find when you've articulated these values, when you start looking for evidence of where your role has enabled you to live your values, you will find many, many more instances of these as to when you've had to work against your values. Use them. Write a journal. Pretend you're a journalist writing an expose on your life in the last month or a review of what you've achieved. What evidence would that journalist want? They would want to paint a balanced picture. They would look for evidence of all of these positive interactions you've had, all the ways you've lived your values. Capture these. It's easy to ignore them when you're caught up in the day-to-day, but focus on them. Look at the areas where you are not able to live your values. Think about whether you can make small tweaks to change them. Think about whether you can eliminate those activities entirely. If the inventory shows too much balance on the negative than the positive, then you have a decision to make. But your values, your articulation of them, and your inventory of them can help you to understand your situation and to make the right decision for you based on evidence. And by searching for evidence of times when you've lived in line with your values, you will find lots of things to be glad about in your role, lots of things that can enable you to work with purpose. So the way we work today is broken. But the way we work today doesn't have to be broken. We can change it so that others around us get more meaning and so that we can ignite our passion. The key to doing this is to discovering purpose within your work and your values as an individual. We can make a change together in order to help others and reignite our purpose. Thank you.